Answer Engine Optimization, or AEO, is the new big thing and everyone is talking about it. But you might ask, what is that really? How is that different from the traditional search engine optimization? But we gathered some of the important things you might need to consider for 2026 and also some key tips that you should implement right away. By 2028, ChatGPT traffic will overtake organic search by 25%. The way we are searching online is different. Before, we would type a keyword in Google and then a bunch of links will show up in the search engine results page, and then we will pick the first ones. That has dramatically changed over the past year. When you type something, there's the AI overview. And basically, that's the AI searching for the right answer to your question. As a consequence, you no longer go and look for the links, you just get your answer right away in that AI overview, and that's it. Then if you want to know more, you maybe click on a link, but there might not be even the clicks below. It's probably the clicks where that AI overview came from. And businesses now need to shift their way to optimizing their pages in a way that the AI overview is capturing the information inside those websites. AI overviews already show up in 6 out of 10 searches. HubSpot already concluded that visitors coming from answer engines can convert 3 times more in less time and also generate a lot more revenue. Basically, right now, you need to start optimizing your content no longer just for search engines, but as well for AI agents. And one of the first tactics that there are is for content to create a hyper-personalized focus. What does that mean? Basically, instead of just saying, here's the super guide for lead management or the ultimate guide for lead scoring, instead of saying that, you need to be super specific and start with a question. And why is that? Because we need to give the visitor or the buyer the answer to the exact question that they are asking ChatGPT. If they are asking what are the best tools to create email marketing campaigns, you have to give them right away the exact answer to that question. Instead, before, we would probably just start with what is an email marketing campaign, blah, blah, blah. So you should not start with that detail. You should really start with the answer to that specific question. And that should come right on top of your article. The Senior Director of Global Growth at HubSpot was a speaker at a session talking about AEO in the Grow Europe. So I was actually there 2 or 3 weeks ago, and she talked about how HubSpot has managed to comprehend what kind of questions they need to start building content for and optimizing those to AEO. One of the things that she said was to build kind of a grid and to think about which kind of answers each buyer persona asking in every stage of the customer journey. So that would look something like in each row you have a phase: awareness, consideration, evaluation, decision, and then in the columns you would have the buyer persona. So you have different buyer personas that are asking different questions. It's a really straightforward framework because you need to start somewhere, and that's the perfect way to start. Now you might be thinking, okay, I know where to find the best search or the most search keywords because I've been doing this for a while, but how can I find the AI questions? There are 3 ways to do that. First, go back to your keyword search tools like Search Console and Answer the Public, and also HubSpot. And why? Because there is not enough prompt data yet from AI engines so that we can have that. So HubSpot already, and now with XFunnel that HubSpot acquired recently, we will have a lot more data, but it's too early for that. So it's okay that we have some hints on what kind of keywords are our main audience actually researching. Second thing is look into social media and forums like Reddit, Quora, you name it. So this is where your buyers are going online and trying to get their answer for questions, try to also relate to other people going through the same pain point. So take a look and listen closely to forums and social media. And then analyze your own transcripts and sales calls. So HubSpot is great for that, because HubSpot, you can do that. You can have transcripts, you can have recordings, you can even have now properties which grab information out of transcripts, and you can have that populated into a property. So, but listen to your demo calls, your sales calls, and try to get out of that the questions that your prospects are asking to salespeople. So during that talk, she was kind enough to give us a list, and that list is all you need currently to get started. I know you're not late to the party, but we really need to start right now if we want to step it up and get our website to show up in this AI overview and have it optimized for answer engine optimization and for AI agents. So first is, as I told you before, put the answer first. Start with a question and answer the question right away. Second, go a click deeper. So after you answer the call, then you can go a little deeper into the topic and bring as well other things that can help to contextualize the question and the answer. But first of all, always the answer, and then go into deeper detail. Reference original data throughout your article. And original data, I mean, let's say that you are talking about lead scoring. You can say that your sales team managed to convert 3 times more leads in the past year since they implemented lead scoring, or something like that. So try to reference real data that you came up with specifically, and original data which will back up what you are saying. Fourth, include FAQ. Yes, I know a lot of you are already using FAQs, but why is that so important here? Exactly because it follows that structure of question and answer. You have a specific question, and then you have a straight up answer. And that's actually something that the answer engines are as well taking from your pages. Fifth on the checklist is formatting. Format with bullet points, table, and clear headers. Make sure your lists are structured. Make sure you use tables, something that can be readable. Think about AI as someone who needs to quickly read something, doesn't really have time to read your article. So that's really how you should structure your article. Make it readable as much as possible with those formatting techniques. Sixth one is make sure every section can stand on its own. This is really one of the most important ones, because you need to make sure that every section can be readable and understandable, even if you take it out of your article. So AI needs to understand it, and as an answer to the question your buyer is asking, even if they didn't read what's below or what's before or after that section. So that section needs to live on its own, and it needs to make sense as well. Don't forget that AI is a lazy reader. So again, make sure your formatting is as simple as possible and readable as possible. And again, make sure that each and every section is standing on its own. Last but not least, tie every point back to the product. Don't forget that at the end of the day, you want to make sure that who's reading your article is understanding the topic and how you can help them solve that problem. So in every paragraph, it really needs to have something that ties back to your product and explains directly to AI and to the buyer why or how you as a product or as a company can help solve this issue and directly answer the buyer's question. Again, taking the example of the lead scoring, you're talking about the topic, and then that's why many tools such as HubSpot can help you really increase and improve the way you are scoring leads, and also increase your conversion rate, something like that. Now, one last thing that you really need to take care. In SEO, we had backlinks, and we were always trying to fight for the best backlinks, specifically external backlinks. Now, with the new way to search and also optimize your pages, there's a new thing called mentions. So mentions basically is when someone or other pages or also social media or forums or whatever is mentioning your name or your brand. It does not have to be necessarily the name, the brand name. So I don't need necessarily someone to mention Talox. But if they mention our CEO, Erwin Arnold, for instance, CEO of Talox, that would be considered a mention. And a mention does not need to have a link or hyperlink. Does not. So that's like the big difference. As long as your brand or someone from your brand is mentioned, that's considered in the AI engine, and it doesn't have or doesn't need to have any kind of hyperlink attached to it. So that's like the big difference between those two. Now, in terms of KPIs, we were always looking for traffic, for organic searches, for click-through rate. That's still important, but now we have new KPIs to track the performance of our AEO strategy. So first of all, AI visibility. So how many engines are we being recommended as? ChatGPT, Perplexity, you name it. The other one is AI share of voice. So from all the answers and solutions that AI is giving to that query, how often is your brand being mentioned? The other one is AI citations. Basically tells you how often is AI using your website content to answer questions. And finally, AI referral traffic and demand. How many leads actually came from AI responses? This is actually something that you can already see as a record source in HubSpot, so the AI referral. But I feel like with xfunnel.ai, we will have as well available sooner than later these other KPIs to track inside HubSpot as well. All right, that's it. So we will be sharing a full checklist of AEO and also about SEO. So that's not completely dead, but please start optimizing your website for answer engines because that's the future, and you really need to start now if you do not want to get late to the party. So we will be sharing that checklist in the next upcoming week. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.